Hey everybody, Matt Garris here with an urgent update on the launch of our first Chasm School. So I sent an email a few weeks ago asking for prayer, and I want to first thank those of you who have prayed and continue to pray with us. I appreciate it more than you could possibly know. A few weeks later, I sent an email called Bumps in the Road, and I want to talk to you about some of those bumps today. So in the state of North Carolina, to become a school, we have to have our building approved, and there's a process for that. And we have hit some delays in that process. There are things that looked like they were going to go much faster than they have, and that has delayed us beyond what we expected to happen. I don't know how much longer those delays will last. It could be resolved as early as next week. It could be permanent, and we have to redirect our location. We will never stop doing what the Lord has called us to do, but we could have to look for another facility for our first location. But in the short term, what that means is the 10 boys that we were going to bring in our first cohort in July have not arrived yet. I'm very disappointed to have to share that with you. They need right now the transformative work that the Lord plans to do in their life, and we've not been able to accomplish that yet. And so that's disappointing news. But rest assured we will, because this is God's plan. This is not Matt's plan. This is not some church's plan or denomination's plan. This is a plan from God that he wants to get into the earth. I'm just the guy who, once again, was crazy enough to say yes. And because it's God's plan, it is going to happen. But the enemy also has a plan. He wants to steal, kill, and destroy, John 10:10 tells us. And if he can't do that, he will settle to resist, obstruct, and delay. And that's what he's trying to do. And it may just seem like an annoyance, but it's a bigger deal than that, because while we are stuck in the building approval process, young men are still out here committing crimes, shooting at each other, and doing all kinds of things other than what God created them to do. One young man is now, in the past 3 months, has racked up 275 charges for himself. That's not what God created him to do. He's supposed to be learning to be a godly husband, father, and leader. That's what he's supposed to be doing, and these kids are out here stealing things, shooting at each other in the streets, and not going the opposite. They're going the opposite direction of what the Lord has planned for them. So now is not the time to let our foot off the gas, to get distracted, to be discouraged, but it's the time to press in. So how can you help? That's where your heart should be. How can I help? Well, here's how you can help. We're looking for other buildings anyway. I'm working on that. The board's working on that. You can help us with that. You can also pray. You can also give. We're also, just to keep you aware, developing some curriculum stuff. We have another exciting fundraiser, an auction I'll be letting you know about really soon, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, know that I appreciate your support. I appreciate your financial support, your prayers. Thank you so much for all you do. God bless you.